What is this going on, children? Those who don't want to attend the class, please leave. Kindly leave. Do not disturb the rest of the class. I don't want it to happen again. Yes, so this is the yeast cell, and you know that for a cell to be a cell, what is necessary? That is the nucleus. Fine. So here we see that this is the yeast cell. As you can see on page number 137, also the nucleus and the yeast cell is given. Now what will happen? This nucleus is going to get elongated. Yes, and there is a small outgrowth here on the body of the yeast cell, or along with the yeast cell, you see a small outgrowth which also contains a part of the nucleus, because the nucleus gets elongated. Then further what happens, this outgrowth, it develops a little and it still is attached to the cells. Now, further what process takes place, that we see that this yeast cell, here we see that develops a chain of buds. And these buds, they have their own nucleus. Later, when they're going to get detached with the body, from the body of the real cell, this is going to form, they all are going to form, they are going to form yeast colony, and they are going to develop into the colony-like thing, and this is what is referred to as budding in yeast cell. I hope this is clear to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
The same process that is budding in Hydra, the difference is Hydra is a multicellular organism. Let me tell you that in your book it is given a green color, and generally you see that it is colored with green, but this is not a plant, this is an animal. Hydra is an animal which is found in the water. Fine. Now, when we talk about the budding process in Hydra, the process is somewhat same, but here you do not find the resultant will not be a colony. The structure is somewhat like this. These are the tentacles of Hydra. Again, the body of Hydra develops a small outgrowth which keeps developing, and then a time comes when from the parent cell this gets detached. And when it gets detached, then it develops, it finds a proper substrate for itself, fixes itself there, and develops into a new body of Hydra. Now again, just have a look in your book, the same thing. See, these tentacles that I told you, these structures, these finger-like projections which are present, these are tentacles, and they help in engulfing the food. If the food is present around, it helps to engulf the food, to take the food. Fine. So you see adult Hydra, then you see the budding, the small bud, then later it keeps growing and it gets detached, and daughter Hydra is formed. I have told you what is meant by daughter. Amoeba, daughter, Hydra, whatever, it means they are the new individuals which are formed as a result of the asexual reproduction. I hope this is clear to you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now we'll talk about the other process, the other way in which the animals can reproduce asexually, and that is fragmentation. Now, on page number 138, where you see the heading fragmentation, take a pencil in your hand quickly and write in brackets. Fragments means pieces. Write down pieces. So here basically fragmentation is a type of asexual method of reproduction. And since, like I've already told you, that fragments means pieces. So here we see that from the whole body, see this is the body of an algae, which is called spirogyra. And why it is called spirogyra? Because you know that plants contain chloroplast. Here, the shape of the chloroplast is spiral. Yes, it is spiral shape, and that is why the name of the organism is spirogyra. So you have the nucleus, and see, whatever may be the shape of the cell, it should contain a cell wall or a cell membrane along with the nucleus. So here you see, if you look into your books, very light bluish color structure is given, which is the nucleus. Now what happens, children, since these are aquatic plants, algae is a plant, it is a group of plant, very lower plant. It is present in water. So what happens? Water currents continually keep striking the body of these algae. And then sometimes accidentally it may happen that they break into pieces. Be very careful when I'm telling you. When they break into pieces, and if that particular piece contains a part of nucleus, I repeat, if that broken piece contains the part of nucleus, even a small part of nucleus, it is going to grow into a full-fledged body, a new individual. So this is not actually a type of reproduction, but since the multiplication is taking place from a single organism, the body, two or three more organisms, new organisms are developing, are coming out. That is why we call it as another method of asexual reproduction. Yes, so here what you need to keep in mind is the spiral shape chloroplast. Then the other thing is that the pieces which are formed, like in your book also you can see, if it breaks into three and all the three pieces are containing the part of nucleus, then they are going to result into the formation of three new organism children. If four, they will result in the formation of four new organisms. Is this clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just
Yes,
have a look
ma'am.
in so that you can relate what I've told you. See, spiral chloroplast is given, then dividing cell, septum is there in between, and nucleus, of course. Light blue color, transparent sort of nucleus is present, and that particular, whatever piece is formed, if it contains a part of nucleus, it is going to result in the formation of new algal cell. Now, one more thing that you need to keep in mind. Now, see, this process is a rapid process because the water current are coming with great speed. So this is something which is going to happen again and again. Repeatedly, this is going to happen. Now, here we need to keep in mind that because of this process, more and more algal cells will be formed. More algae will be formed. And this algae, which is going to cover the whole area, results in algal bloom. At a rapid rate, the growth of the algae in the pond or the lake, wherever they are present, this is called algal bloom. So this is all about the fragmentation. Any problem, anyone?
Ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. Next, we talk about regeneration. Regeneration. Now, as you know, the generate means to form something, regenerate means something has got destroyed and again you form it up. So the same thing applies here when we talk about regeneration takes place in some of the lower organisms. Example is planaria as it is given in your book. Now here what happens children, that the body of an organism, again, if sometimes it get destroyed and it gets, you can say broken up into pieces. Now here what happens, that that particular piece makes the whole body of that organism. So there's a difference between fragmentation and regeneration. Regeneration means that from one body part which has got broken, here we're not talking about the nucleus, but any body part that has got detached, you can say, from the parent body is capable of developing again, regenerating again itself into a new individual. So this is again one of the method of asexual reproduction, but this is different from fragmentation. Fine. Now just have a look in your book. You can see the diagram. Planaria cut into, there's a body of planaria on page number 138, you can see. Yes, it has got cut into three pieces. You can say head, middle piece, and the tail portion. Isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So the body parts are lost. Now, of course, अगर हमारे साथ ऐसा हो जाए, एक्सीडेंट में एक हाथ कट जाए, अपने आप आ जाएगा? Is it like that?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
This,
Because,
this
ma'am,
is basically a property which is seen in the lower organism, and that too in not all the organisms. In some of them, we find this property that now just see the head portion with the dotted line, it is indicated. The head portion is going to develop the whole body. Similarly, the middle piece is also going to develop the full body, that is the head and the tail, and of course the tail portion. So since, and the ones which are formed, three of them, they are daughter planarias. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now we'll be
yes,
talking
ma'am.
about another. Yes, anyone? Any question? You want to say something?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So let's continue. We'll be talking about vegetative propagation now. Now here we are not talking about any animal, but we'll be talking about the plants. How through the plant parts, different plant parts, how we can develop or how we can get a full new plant out. That is what we are going to study in vegetative propagation. Why do we call it vegetative propagation? Because propagation means moving forward, moving ahead. Vegetative means we are talking about all the parts of the plant. So from those plant parts like root, stems, leaves, etc., how a new plants come out. Like just take an example. You take a stem, you take a branch of neem tree, and you try to put it into soil. Is it going to grow into a new plant, that branch? Can it grow?
No, ma'am.
Huh. After some, even if you keep watering, it is not going to grow. It will dry up and it will finish off. Why? Because it is not having roots. And since it is not having roots, it will not be able to absorb the water from the soil. So it's not that all the plant part you take, you put it into soil and it is going to grow into a new plant. It's not like that. Only
Ma'am?
children, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am. But, ma'am,
Yes, ma'am, we can.
Okay, fine. There was some disturbance. Yes. So we'll be talking about this in detail and we'll be studying it under different headings. So the first one says natural method. Now, see, this can be done like naturally, automatically it happens. And the second way is artificially, that means we are doing. We human beings are interested in this and we are doing. Fine. So two ways it is possible, naturally and artificially. So first we'll be talking about the natural way. Now, just tell me how many of you have seen sometimes like we get a lot of potatoes from the market and we are not able to consume them at the same time. So what happens when we keep potatoes for many days? Any observation, anyone?
And buds grows on potatoes.
ma'am,
Yes.
birds grows on potato.
Yes, correct. So first we'll be talking about stem, and you can see as in it is given in the book also, small little white structure, bud-like structure, they come out. Yes, and these, if you are going to bury them into damp soil, what is going to happen? They will develop into a new plant. Yes, so you are not taking the seed of the plant, you are taking a part of the plant. Since potato is a stem, you already know, and you're taking that part of the plant and you are burying it into the soil, sowing it, you not sowing, but putting it into the soil. And what happens? It grows into a new plant. So this is one of the ways of vegetative propagation. Some other, and yes, you need to remember one thing. See, as nodes and internodes, I told you, maybe you have studied about it in class 6. Nodes and internodes are present on the stem, if we talk about stem. The places from which new branch arise, that is the node. And the portion in between them is called the internode. This is internode, and these are the nodes. So since it is a stem, maybe the shape is changed. In the potato, it is circular, but still you have nodes. So from those nodes, that green structure comes out, which is called the bud, and this is going to develop into a new plant. Fine. So where do you find these things? A node? Yes, you'll find these like potato, rose, cactus, ginger, onion. Please underline that's this garlic, banana, bamboo, grass, strawberry, money plant, sugarcane, etc. You can sow, you can develop in this way. Then we talk about the roots. Roots of guava, dahlia, sweet potato. So here also the buds are there and they can be grown. Since these are underground part of the plant, so sometimes they are often confused, but then it is all our roots. Fine. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Now the third one is from the leaf. We have studied about the roots and the stem. Now we will be talking about leaf. Here you have an example of the bryophyllum leaf. Yes. Has anyone seen this leaf? It is somewhat of this shape, and here where the notches are present, here you will see that new little leaf-like structure, which actually resembles bud-like structure, they they appear on the notches, and accidentally, what happens, or due to some reason, when this particular leaf is attached to the plant. This is a enlarged view of one single leaf of the plant. Fine. So take it that way. Here, if it gets this is attached to the plant. Now, sometimes maybe because of the reason it gets detached and it falls on the soil. Now, what happens? This, when falls on soil, each notch that contains a bud-like structure, small leaf-like structure, they are going to develop into a new plant. They will develop roots, and the leaf portion is going to develop into shoot. So its structure is somewhat like this. Yes, it gets detached, and the new plant is formed. So here, no, we are not sowing any seeds. Again, from one of the part that is leaf, we are getting new plant. As you can see in the diagram, it appears as a beaded structure. Yes, necklace-like structure, but it's not like that. That is one of the enlarged view of the notch of the rival. I hope this is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Any
Yes.
problem, children?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so in the next class, we'll be talking about the artificial methods of how vegetative propagation can be done by us. So this is how we have come to the end of today's class, children. You're going to read the text that is given, as I have not read it. Fine, I've explained it to you. In case you find any problem with any of the term, please inform me on WhatsApp. So till we meet again, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.